When you look at the world today, you realize something very quickly: power isn't loud anymore. It doesn't shout, it doesn't brag, and it doesn't march with heavy boots the way it once did. True power is quiet now. Silent, precise, hidden behind shadows and smoke. And today, I'm about to show you a machine that defines that new age perfectly, Ashkalia's most feared creation, the A-97 Shadow Pulse. If you're watching this, you're already part of a world where technology moves faster than politics, where innovation outpaces diplomacy, and where nations don't compete with words, they compete with speed, silence, and the dominance of the sky above them. And in that unending race, one weapon has stunned analysts, stunned engineers, and forced every major military power to recalculate everything they thought they knew about aerial warfare. The Shadow Pulse isn't just a drone. It's not just a hypersonic strike platform. It is the moment where stealth, speed, and intelligence merge into a single seamless entity. And if you think you've seen advanced aircraft before, mate, you haven't seen anything like this. Imagine a jet that doesn't fly through the sky, it slices through it. Imagine a machine that can outrun its own sound, leaving only a ripple in the clouds behind it. That's the Shadow Pulse. Designed with a matte black skin that absorbs nearly all radar contact, it doesn't reflect light, it swallows it. And the most fascinating part, even when it's right above you, you may never know it. When the project first leaked, no one believed it. A drone exceeding Mach 12. A Ghost-Skin Cloak system that bends light around its structure. A silent blast warhead capable of eliminating a target without generating detectable acoustic shock. It sounded like fiction. It sounded like something taken out of a futuristic war novel. But that's the thing about Ashkalia, they don't build what's expected. They build what's impossible. Now, before the world even had time to process the scale of this machine, the first official demonstration happened inside a sealed military exhibition. No public crowd, no journalists, no cameras allowed, just high-ranking defense officials, aerospace engineers, and observers who walked in confident and walked out speechless. The drone sat on its platform, under cold white showroom lights, and even without moving, even without powering up, it felt alive. It felt predatory, as if the air around it was afraid to touch it. They say every great war machine carries a silence, a sort of aura. But the Shadow Pulse carries something more, an unsettling calm, the kind that makes you wonder what it could do if someone ever gave it a command. It is engineered with edges so sharp they look like they could cut wind itself. Its wings don't flare outward, they fold inward like a hunter hiding the last secret before the strike. And then there's the heart of the beast, the silent ignition hyper engine. No roar, no scream, no thunder rising behind it. When it accelerates, the world does not hear it. The world only feels it. A pressure drop, a shift in the air, a tiny pulse. For a moment, the sky seems to pause. That pulse is where the drone gets its name, Shadow Pulse. A single beat of energy that marks the start of hypersonic movement. You might be wondering, what happens when something moves this fast, this quietly, and this independently? What happens when a drone flies at 12 times the speed of sound, adjusts its own trajectory mid-flight, calculates its own attack path, and locks onto a target with thermal, magnetic, visual, and acoustic fusion sensors? What happens when it decides? To put it bluntly, no existing defensive system can reliably stop it. No interceptor missile is fast enough. No radar has the reaction time. No anti-stealth tracking rig has the clarity. The Shadow Pulse isn't simply hard to catch. It's mathematically impossible to intercept under real-world conditions. But to understand this drone, you need to understand the intention behind it. Ashkalia didn't build it as a showpiece. They didn't build it to look intimidating. They built it as a message. A quiet message. A message that says, the sky belongs to those who master silence. And what a message it is. Inside its internal structure, every panel has been engineered to leave no aerodynamic signature. There's no whistle of airflow, no sonic footprints, no turbulence trails detectable by advanced monitors. Even its heat emissions are modulated. Think about that, modulated heat. The drone warms and cools itself in real time, blending into the temperature of the surrounding sky like a predator blending into tall grass. This is not evolution. This is revolution. But let me take you into the moment that truly stunned observers. After the silent warm-up cycle in the showroom, the drone activated its Ghost-Skin Cloak system. The lights in the hall reflected around it, but not on it. The drone faded, not like a digital effect, not like a trick of the eye. It simply dissolved into the environment. The human mind is not built to process that sort of disappearance. 1 second it's there, the next second your eyes refuse to believe what they're supposed to see. People didn't clap. They didn't speak. They didn't even breathe. And when the cloak system disengaged, the drone came back into view slowly, like a shadow reforming itself from smoke. That moment told the world everything it needed to know. A drone that can hide in daylight. A drone that can outrun sound. A drone that can strike without noise. A drone that can decide its own path. Australia has always admired clean, efficient engineering, things that don't waste, things that don't exaggerate, things that just work. And the Shadow Pulse is exactly that. Efficient in its power, terrifying in its precision, beautiful in its silence. Analysts have tried to compare it to previous hypersonic weapons, but comparisons fall apart because they belong to different realities. Old hypersonic jets scream through the air, leaving shockwaves behind them. This one whispers through it. Old systems blast targets with high-noise explosives. This one eliminates targets with intelligent, low-signature impact bursts. Old drones rely on remote control. The Shadow Pulse doesn't need a human hand guiding it every second. It predicts, calculates, and adapts.